Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Chris here from Finland Mennonite Church. It's time for another Midweek Musing. This time where we slow down and remind ourselves of one truth from the scripture and the sermon from the previous Sunday. And so I was driving, got a little hungry, and so I stopped in for a burger. And if you're wondering where, well, you can probably tell by the sign behind me, Burger King. And I got my double burger right here. And, I'm just going to take a bite because, oh man, it smells so good. Well, I mean, it's an okay burger, but the name of the company of this franchise, really had me thinking, had me musing, because they call themselves Burger King, which I would translate as them claiming to be king of burgers. And yeah, maybe you've had a Burger King burger. I just bit into one. I mean, yeah, it's tasty, it's all right, but there are way better burgers out there. I mean, way better burgers. You can go to Five Guys, get a better burger. You can go to Whataburger to get a better burger. If you're traveling south or out west, you can go to In-N-Out Burger and get a far superior burger than anything Burger King can ever offer, right? I can grill one better at my own house. And so the idea that they would call themselves kings, well, that's a bit ridiculous, because they're not the king of burgers, right? They're a decent option, maybe, for a quick stop-in, but they're not king. And yet they call themselves king. They're wannabe kings. And this had me thinking about the past two sermons, actually, where we talked about King Herod being threatened by the idea of Jesus being king. And then last week, we talked about the idea of being offended. And what it really comes down to is that you and I, we get offended when other people make us realize that we are not king and queen of our own domains, that we are not kings and queens of our own little kingdoms as much as we think or act like we can be. We're these wannabe kings, just like Burger King. And so as you go drive around, as you see the sign Burger King, maybe let that be a reminder to you. Man, am I living as my own king, as my own queen, as my own sovereign ruler of my little kingdom? Or am I truly submitting to Jesus as king? Am I truly surrendering to his ways, to his words, to going where he calls me to go, to loving how he calls me to love, to responding how he calls me to respond? Yes, even to those people that pull out in front of us, even to those people who are mean to us, who say mean things about us or our family or our kids or our parents, or even to those people out there, right, that maybe offend us. Jesus says love. Respond with love. Respond with kindness. My fruit is gentleness. My fruit is forbearance. So which king are you following? How are you responding when you're offended? I encourage you. Let's follow King Jesus, the one true king. And let's celebrate his birth in that way. Not just by celebrating on one day of a year, but by living it out each and every day of the year that we have a king. And his name is Jesus. Be blessed.